So Sony just came out with a new software update specifically for their FX line of cameras. And you can fact check me if I'm wrong on any of this. But it seems like they're going to continue to improve the FX line with a software update. And I think the most interesting part about this software update, and please tell me if I'm wrong here, but I'm pretty sure I read it is a free update. Now, this update is going to unlock some new features. One of the big highlight features is that they're going to bring anamorphic support to the Sony cameras. They're bringing, and more specifically, 1.5 times anamorphic support to the Sony cameras. And I honestly am kind of surprised that like the FX9 didn't already have that, which is kind of wild for me. Like I can't believe it didn't have like anamorphic support. But they are definitely saying that they're bringing it over to the FX3 as well, which I know there's a lot of Sony shooters who've been picking up the Blazars. It's probably one of the most like hand-in-hand pairings I've been seeing lately. But yes, Sony is definitely going to do it. Now, the real question, and Kofi, please answer this in the chat. I'm calling you out by name. Are you doing that software update on day one? I'm just asking. Like, is this like a rush out and do the software update, or is this let's see how many? That's the wrong way to phrase that. Let's see if any cameras get bricked first. I don't know. I'm just wondering.
Dude, I gotta be 100% honest. I will look at the release notes.
Yeah.
On any camera, and I'm just like, when it says, "Oh, we're updating support for this lens, this new lens that they're coming out," I'm like, pass.
Yeah.
If it isn't improving the autofocus, if it's not improving the IBIS, if it's not improving the noise reduction, I'm like, I'm actually good. My camera works right now. And even if it's a brand that is reputable,
yeah,
like in terms of not bricking their cameras,
yeah,
I'm like, I'm good.
Yeah. Kofi said in all caps, hell no. I wait and see. Y'all be the guinea pigs first. Look, real
Sony
talk.
must be forgiven, bro.
Bro, real talk. Like this is crazy. Like TGM Fragma says, last firmware I saw, many updating firmware cameras got broken. Like real talk, that's a tough place to be as a brand. Because I personally believe that like a lot of brands today, I don't know why we are letting companies get away with this. I'm gonna get on my soapbox for a minute. I'm gonna get on my old man stuff real quick. I don't know why we're letting so many companies get away with the fact that like they can release a product and out the gate tell us it's not ready. Like, I mean,
looking at you, Apple.
Yeah, bro, that's what I'm about to say. Like, looking at the new iPhone, it's like, yo, hey, we're gonna release this new phone. You're gonna buy it, but it's not done yet. And don't get me wrong, I have somewhat faith in Apple when they say they're going to release something, that they're gonna do the software update, and not only will they do it, but it's gonna work. When a brand starts losing faith in its software updates, you also lose faith in future promises to make me buy today. Like Sony can't release an FX3 Mark II right now and tell us in 6 months these 7 new features are coming. Because the truth is that I'm afraid that in 6 months, I might do that update. You may give me those 7 features, but that update might also break my camera.
You know the only person that has killed it with software updates?
Who? Oh my gosh, I knew it.
Bro, do you remember, when the C70 came out? And do you remember how little things that it had?
Yeah. I mean, it didn't have RAW out the gate. It was missing a bunch of codecs out the gate.
100%. Dude, they just released a firmware update for the Canon C70. Like yesterday.
What'd they give it?
Lens support for the new hybrid lenses.
Okay.
But I'm just saying, it's wild because that camera is old now.
Yeah.
And they've come out with the C80.
Yeah.
But they are still supporting that camera and bringing real features. Because I don't even think that it had eye autofocus. Tracking eye autofocus?
No, it didn't.
It didn't.
It had face autofocus.
It
but not
added
eye.
that, bro.
Yeah. No, and Canon did the same thing with the original EOS R. I remember I got the original EOS R, the first mirrorless camera. it did not have eye autofocus on it either, and
Yeah.
that came in a software update.
Yeah.
So I will say Canon has a little bit better of a track record when it comes to software updates.
Yeah.
Sony, they got to fix it. Like, I don't know what needs to happen. Like, they need to do a whole press run on this next update. The fact that it's free, the fact that it's actually offering real, like, improvements to the camera,
Mm-hmm.
and that it doesn't have any problems with the update.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you gotta market that, because it's a bittersweet thing. Like, every time they add these new things to the FX cameras, I'm happy, but then I'm also like, wow, this sucks.
Mm-hmm.
Because this definitely means we're not getting a new one.
Oh yeah.
Like, every time they release an update, it just makes me feel like we're not gonna get a new version of this camera anytime soon.
Dude, I would need to find it because I was just literally looking at it.
Yeah.
They've released a firmware roadmap into 2025.
Who's that?
Sony.
Oh, wow.
Of saying what features these cameras will get in 2025. You know what
Yeah.
camera's on there?
What?
The FX3.
Into 2025?
Now, to be fair, okay, that doesn't mean they can't come out with an FX3 Mark II. But when I just saw the roadmap of firmware updates into 2025, I'm like, y'all are come out with a new camera, Sony.
Yeah.
As a non-Sony gang person, I can say with full weight, it's time to come out with a new camera, Sony.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I think, I don't know if like they heard enough people like complaining, like, yo, Sony, stop releasing so many cameras. And they were like, all right, turn the factory off. And they just stopped coming out with anything. But it is genuinely wild.
Kofi confirmed. We got the hype director for Sony.
No, hype director for Sony in the building. He says, I wouldn't hold your breath on an FX6 Mark II or an FX3 Mark II until the end of next year, maybe.
The reason why that man put maybe. Wink, wink.
Yo, that's genuinely wild.
Seriously,
that's genuinely wild. So yeah, crazy. Hopefully Sony does do something different here really soon.
Absolutely.
I think this software update needs to absolutely be amazing. Like, at the end of the day, it has to.
Yeah, it's got to work. Like, obviously, I don't expect every single person's camera to work when they do a firmware update. Like, if there's hundreds of thousands of cameras out there, however you dropped it, splashed a little water on it, did a little something to it, and then you're acting like it was just the firmware, it's probably not going to work. But it better have like a 99.9% firmware, no problems update.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, absolutely. So, yo, real talk. Sony, we're looking at you. We definitely need you to, keep it up. Do something. Do something better, bro. Because I worry. I legitimately worry. Like, this is dumb, but I worry about this. Sony led the market for so long, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they pushed and they pushed and they pushed. And there's I'm gonna give credit the reason. I'm gonna give Sony, the credit for the reason that Jarrell has had such a great year.
Mm-hmm.
If Sony doesn't do what they did in the last 4 to 5 years, Canon does not do 2024.
That's some backwards math.
Nope, that's not.
That's all backwards.
No, it's not. Sony pushed the game so far that Canon was like, we gotta fight back or we're going to lose.
Yes.
And that's why we had the year we had in the world of Canon.
Yes.
Sony has pushed the big three further than anybody else within the big three. Nobody else get mad about that. But within the big three, Sony, Canon, Nikon.
Ask them about Blackmagic, chat.
Now,
you did say within the big three, so I hear you.
Within the big three, that's what I'm talking about. Because Blackmagic is definitely a big player, but they're not the big three.
Oh, no, for sure.
So it's like within the big three, Sony has been pushing the other two.
We might still have 1080p if it wasn't for Red and Blackmagic.
Bro, we definitely would have had 8-bit forever. Jeez. Hey, thanks so much for checking out this video. If you enjoyed it, do me a huge favor. Hit that subscribe button. It's absolutely free, and you're not going to want to miss any other content we have on this channel. And if you did not enjoy this video, you probably shoot Sony. So that's all I'm going to say.